All right. So we're trying to look at a review of how we played the BTC. We're presently in a short buy, but let's see how we arrived at that. Before then, we quickly do a brief review of our methods. First is that we use the order block, right? So we had our first buy for the year somewhere here. When price dipped into this order block, this bearish candle, price dipped into it and gave us a confluence for a buy. Same way, we have this order block, price dipped into it in a lower time frame, gave us a reason to buy. On the daily, if price for any reason breaks beneath this point, then we'll be in a full-fledged sell. We're anticipating that in the case we need to sell, the BTC futures created some created some created some gaps. We anticipate price to come fill this gap is filled. We initially had this box up there delineating the gap, but price later on that they pulled back and took and filled up that gap. So we're done with that. We still have some gaps here that price could potentially come to fill up. On the dominance, we spotted this region on the weekly. We spotted that on the weekly, and this is the order block. When price came back, we anticipated a drop. Price is back. We anticipated the drop happening right now. However, on BTC itself, on the daily, let's take out all of these drawings. Temporarily take out all these drawings. All right. So here, the other block I initially mentioned, which is this. Let's see how we would have played this on a lower time frame. Let's take 4 hours, for instance. Right. So on the 4 hours, we would have been looking at starting from this order block responsible for this high. Price didn't really come back to retest. This was the order block responsible for that high. Let me quickly delineate that. Right, to the week. Price came and pushed back upwards. And this is the order block responsible for that high. We would have a markup there. So whenever price dips into this, we would have been looking for buys until price eventually broke down. So we structured this by using the aqua fibs here. We would have traditionally been looking for a buy from this zone. We will be looking for a buy from this zone. So when price traded back, we will be looking for a buy. Now when price closed beneath our preferred entry, which is this aqua zone, when price closed beneath it, we automatically become sellers, and then we're selling. So I'll basically flip this fib the other way around. All right, great. So when price closed beneath our preferred entry, we become sellers, and here we are. Price has hit our TP1, TP2 on the sell. Right now, but remember this region here. Let's go back quickly to the daily. This region is a buy region, the bullish order block. So price traded again. Let's hide this, take this fib out for now. This is the bullish order block. We traditionally have this drawn like this, and see what happened. price traded straight into the preferred entry for a buy, straight up into the preferred entry, and is pushing back upwards for a buy. So how would we have worked this out on a lower time frame? I would narrow down to my preferred entry, narrow down to my daily preferred entry, take out the fib. Let's see how I would have played this on a 15 minutes time frame, for instance. You could do it. Let's try 1 hour first. Following the concept of order block, right? This was the bullish candle responsible for this low. This was the bullish candle responsible for this low. Price traded back to that bullish candle, almost to the peep, almost to the peep, right? And then dropped. This became the last bullish candle responsible for this low. Price never really tested that, then gave us another bullish candle, which happened to be this, responsible for this low. Price traded to that bullish candle, never closed above it, and then dropped. Now we have this bullish candle responsible for this low, right? And price just about closed above it, signifying that on the 1 hour we would be looking for buys. But that will mean that our stop loss will be wider. So we try to frame out smaller stop loss, right, to refine it even better, and that will take us to 30 minutes. If we go down to 30 minutes, we might get a refined entry. Turns out we can't get a refined entry because this was the last bullish candle response for that low, and that's the same spot on the hour. Go down to the 15 minutes. All right. So now on the 15 minutes, here we are. This was the, let's make this bigger so we all can see. Oh, great. All right. So this is the last bullish candle responsible for this low. The last bullish candle responsible for that low. So this bullish candle is a candle of reference. We'll fib out that candle. Sorry, we'll fib out that candle. Here we are. Boom. So when price traded, remember this is our preferred entry. This level here is our preferred entry on the daily. But of course, if we want to trade off the preferred entry on the daily, that means our stop loss will be much more bigger, and we're trying to refine our entry. So this is the last bullish candle response for that low. When price closed above, we were buyers. So our entry will be right about here at the preferred entry of the 15 minutes. Basically, that's our entry with our stop loss at the red line there. So far, so good. We should be like 3R up. So if that's our entry, oh, sorry, I should be using along. So if that's our entry with our stop beneath, somewhere there, 1:3 or thereabout. And one advantage of using the aqua fibs is that I might not need this at all, because each of these aqua zones are TPs. So our entry from here to TP1, TP2, pull back again into our entry region, and gave us TP1, TP2, TP3. Again, let's look at how the candlesticks behave. This was the last bullish candle response for that low. Price broke it, and price came back to retest this bearish candle and pushed upwards, right? This was the highest point. Price never went higher than this. Came back to test this last bearish candle, pushed up, never really created a new high. Even at that, tested this bearish, but we wouldn't have seen that as a test because this was the bearish candle response for that high, and price came back to retest it and pushed even higher. Now we have this scenario. This is the last bearish candle responsible for this high. Price has come back again to test this bearish candle, invariably giving us this 15 minutes order block. Price needs to break this 15 minutes order block to give us a 15 minutes breaker, and for that reason we will now be thinking of selling. But I anticipate price getting at least, this is TP 1, 2, 3. I love the way TP4 looks like with this railroad here. It could be a possible region where we anticipate price getting to somewhere around 35.8, approximately 36. We could see price hitting that overnight West African time here. And when it does that, we'll decide what next we need to do. But trading order blocks could be interesting. Yeah, we take some losses, but we just follow price and see what price does. So this is the very first video. I hope makes some sense, and we'll drop more as we move on.